However, if you look at most translations, Rahman and Rahim are translated very similarly because they are very similar in meaning. The most beneficent, the most compassionate, the most merciful, right? There are various ways of translating, but it revolves around mercy. But nothing in the Quran is repetitive. It's not accidental, right? Every time anything is repeated in the Quran, even words that are repeated perhaps right after the other, or verses that are repeated right after the other, is for a specific reason, whether we understand it or not. So, of course, the question arises, why would Allah use two very similar meaning words, right? Ar-Rahman and Rahim. Why are we saying the merciful, right? So, again, the Mufassirin have come up with different explanations, even though the word Rahman and Rahim share the same root letters in Arabic, which translates to the womb, right? The womb of a mother. The womb of a mother envelopes the baby, right? So the mercy of Allah envelopes all of creation, right? It is not only that the believers are cloaked in mercy and the unbelievers are not. Everybody is enveloped in the mercy of Allah, right? It is not only that we are enveloped in mercy when we are obedient and not when we are disobedient, right? Everybody is enveloped in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time. So, again, what could be the distinction between the two words? So, one of the most common explanations is that the word Rahman talks about mercy of this world. The mercy of Allah in this world. And the word Rahim indicates the mercy of Allah in the hereafter. And this is something that we find in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ also, where the mercy of Allah, if we want to have an idea, like a conceptual idea, of course not literally, but conceptually, 99 parts of Allah's mercy is reserved for the hereafter. And one part of Allah's mercy is put in this world, and from which the mercy of the people towards each other, of a mother's love for her child, all of that comes from that one part of Allah's mercy. So, Ar-Rahman could be referring to the mercy of this world, Ar-Rahim could be referring to the mercy of the hereafter. Ar-Rahman could be referring to the mercy to specifically the non-believers, and Ar-Rahim specifically the mercy to the believers, right? It could also be that the word Rabb, which means to nurture, of course, nurturing does not always mean compassion. Some of that compassion comes with what we call tough love, right? Because if you truly care about a person and you want the best for them, a lot of times you also have to admonish them. You have to let them know when they're doing something wrong. And that requires sometimes disappointing them, quote unquote, right? Because disciplining is part of nurture, right? Obviously not in a very harsh and cruel way, but the reason why you discipline is because you have care. If you didn't care, then you wouldn't discipline. So, Rabb includes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, has His stern attributes as well. So, to put it more simply, the word Rabb is what we call the stick, and Ar-Rahman and Rahim is the carrot. So the carrot and the stick, right? So you have Targhib, which is encouragement, and you have Tarhib, which is admonishment, right? So it goes both hand in hand. Our understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as opposed to what you might find in the Old Testament and the New Testament, is right between two extremes, right? The Old Testament is all vengeance, and the New Testament is all love, right? But our understanding of Allah is balanced because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself teaches us this, right? Allah is capable of great mercy, of course, and the Prophet ﷺ mentions in a hadith al-Qudsi where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that my mercy overpowers my anger. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, but that also indicates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has stern attributes as well. So both. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the all merciful, the mercy giving, or the most compassionate, the most most merciful, however way you want to translate it. Maliki Yawmiddin, the master of the day of judgment, right? Master of the day of judgment. So in the first three verses of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a very, very clear roadmap. That you were created, Allah is not absent, Allah is watching over everything, Allah's mercy is there, but Allah's anger, if you want to call it that, is also there. And all of that will come to a head on the day of judgment, Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. Right? So verses that talk about the day of judgment are supposed to be a source of consolation for every believer. Why? Because when we look at the world and we see any type of injustice that we are powerless to stop, and of course when I say powerless, we mean that we don't have the ability to do so, right? For whatever reason. We have to remind ourselves of the fact that this world, despite our best efforts, will never be a place of 100% fairness and justice and equality. Because this world was never meant to be 100% fair, just, and equal for every single creation. That is reserved for the hereafter. And the ultimate judge is Allah. And the best judge is Allah. So, it doesn't mean that we don't strive for rights. It doesn't mean that we don't strive for justice. It doesn't mean that we don't speak up against injustice. But as the history of the world has shown, the history of human beings has shown, more often than not, injustice wins out, right? Or the perpetrators of any type of injustice is never brought to justice, right? And that is a fact, and it is a bitter pill to swallow for any person who is extremely justice-oriented, activist-oriented. We don't look at religion or our deen as an answer to every single social justice cause. Yes, our deen advocates standing up for the people who are being oppressed, but the focus of our religion is primarily personal salvation in the hereafter. It sounds selfish, but in the hereafter, nobody will save me, or nobody's actions can call upon the mercy of Allah except my own. So yes, Qu anfusakum, save yourself first. Wa ahlikum, then the family closest to you, and then beyond that as well. So yes, we strive towards justice. We strive to eradicate injustice to the best of our abilities. But realistically speaking, this world is meant to be the exact opposite of Jannah in every single way. So if Jannah has no injustice, this world will have injustice. That's a given fact, right? But when Allah says, Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment, Allah is reminding of the fact that no injustice will ever go unanswered, right? If a person escapes the justice of this world, they will still be answerable to Allah in the hereafter, right? So ultimately, while it might be frustrating for us while still here, it is still comforting to know that they still have to answer to Allah, right? And that is supposed to give solace to the believer and not cause us to lose hope and be in despair all the time that why is the world not fixing itself? Despite all the outrage, despite all the inhumane things that are happening all around the world on a daily basis, and things seem to get worse almost every day, right? New atrocities come to light every single day, right? And when we see nothing happening, or despite all the rage and outrage and just the upswell of indignation of every single person, of every rational person, nothing seems to happen, right? Well, whatever you want to say, if you want to say that the system is rigged, or if you want to say that money talks, or if you want to say that different rules for different peoples, right? Not everybody faces the same law. At the end of the day, everybody's going to face Allah. Maliki yawmiddin. At the end of the day, every single person is going to face Allah, and they have to be ultimately answerable for their own actions. Maliki yawmiddin. So, after the introduction of the surah, which is what we would call, the preamble, right? The beginning of the surah, Allah introduces Himself. Allah gives us three attributes of mercy: Rabb, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Allah gives us comfort and solace in the fact that ultimate justice and justice in general is in the hereafter, and every single person will be answerable for themselves. The second half of the surah is us making our case to Allah, right? So the first half of the surah, and this is mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where Allah says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, that when my servant says Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, I say my servant has praised me, right? And it continues. So there's a dialogue between the Creator and the creation after every verse. And again, if you look at Surah Fatiha as the ultimate dua, right? As the ultimate dua, the first three verses are you leading up to your dua. What do you actually want to ask Allah? So, we praise Allah, and then after that we are making a statement as well, which is not only for ourselves, not only for Allah, but for us as well. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. So in Arabic, usually the word order is reversed, right? It's na'budu iyyaka wa nasta'inu iyyaka, right? The verb comes first, the pronoun comes after, right? So if it's reversed, the translation is we worship you and we ask help from you, right? So by reversing the order, iyyaka na'budu, literally the translation becomes only you do we worship, right? Again, nothing is accidental. In the Quran, Allah spoke this way very, very deliberately, right? Iyyaka na'budu. We are not emphasizing to Allah but to ourselves. We are reminding ourselves that nobody is worthy of worship but Allah. So iyyaka na'budu, only you do we worship, is not for Allah but for us. We are reminding ourselves that nobody or nothing is worthy of worship. And worship doesn't necessarily have to mean, salah. That's what we think of worship, right? Worship is anything that you give, an unhealthy, not unhealthy, any amount of importance to, right? If you are prioritizing something, if you are sacrificing things in order for something, if you are, spending resources, if you are giving time, if you are, using your abilities, whatever it might be, if whatever you give your time to is something that you consider to be valuable, right? So for example, Imam Ghazali rahimahullah talks in his book, Ihya Ulumuddin, which is one of his, is considered to be his magnum opus, his best ever written book, Revival of the Religious Sciences. He talks about how people worship, these idols in their head, metaphorically speaking, which is people worship their own egos, right? When you think that you are the best, literally, and that nobody can be right except you, that is you in worship of your ego, right? That is you in worship of your pride. So there are many false idols, metaphorically speaking, that people worship. Some people worship their money, right? Nothing is more important to them than their money. Some people worship their material possessions. Some people worship their intelligence, right? Because today, being smart is cool, right? Again, right? So for some people, their intelligence is what has made them. So they are essentially worshiping at the altar of their intelligence, right? So Allah is the only one who is worthy of worship in every sense of the word. For every sense of the word. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ, and only you do we seek help from. Again, we are reminding ourselves of the fact that nobody but Allah can help us. Right? That ultimately, even the help that we get from the creation around us is because of the permission of Allah. Right? So if you think about it, nobody is independent in any way. Nobody in this entire universe is independent of Allah in any way. It doesn't matter how small it is, how big it is, everybody is doing so because of the will of Allah. So, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Only you do we worship and only you do we seek help from. So we are not only reminding ourselves, but we are making our case to Allah. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. One other thing that I want to mention is in إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, we mention worship first because that is more important. Right? We mention worship first before we mention the seeking help. And the verb is plural. Only you do we worship. Why are you saying we when, for example, you're praying on your own? We don't always pray in Jama'ah, right? But we still say إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ because you are making dua on behalf of all the believers, not only yourself. Right? You're making a case on behalf of every single believer. So what is the dua that we are making? Surah Fatiha is the ultimate dua. And not only how we ask Allah, but Allah is also teaching us the one thing that we should always be asking Him for. Before everything else. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us along the straight way. Guide us along the straight way. So, the Quran explains itself at many points. Right? So, the question arises, what is the straight way? Right? What is this path that Allah is talking about, that Allah is teaching us to constantly ask Him for? And, صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ, the path of those whom you have bestowed grace, or those whom you have blessed, right? And according to majority of the Mufassirin, it refers to all the prophets and their companions, the people who were rightly guided before us. So we are asking Allah to bless us as He had blessed the people before us, in recognizing Allah and worshiping Allah alone, prioritizing the hereafter over this world, essentially having the right priorities during our lifetime. So, صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ, guide us along the straight way, the path of those whom you have blessed, right? Whom you have bestowed with grace. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Not those upon whom there is wrath, or not those who incurred your anger, وَلَا nor those astray. So again, it's very two distinct groups, right? There are many different opinions of who Allah could be referring to. Some say, for example, the ones who incurred the wrath of Allah were the people of Musa alayhi salam, Bani Israel, because despite the fact that they followed Musa alayhi salam, they gave not only Musa alayhi salam, they made things hard for themselves, essentially, right? And not only to Musa alayhi salam, but also to many of the prophets that were sent to Bani Israel, right? So those who incurred the wrath of Allah, and we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had punished them over and over as well. وَلَا and the people who have gone astray are referring to the people of Isa alayhi salam. The people who have loved Isa alayhi salam to the extent that they have deified. Right? So we ask Allah that He keep us balanced in our love, essentially. Right? That we don't go down the wrong path because of what we perceive to be our devotion, right? That we don't do things that incur the wrath of Allah, right? So somebody had mentioned, Hafiz Wissam Sharif had mentioned once in a lecture, and I heard him say that غير المغضوب عليهم could perhaps be referring to the actions that we continue to do despite them displeasing Allah. Right? That Allah, alongside the fact that please don't let us be like those individuals, do not give us the ability to continue those actions that displease you. Right? Do not give us the ability to do actions or save us from those actions that we think is right but are actually wrong. Right? There are many practices and things that we feel is part of the religion, but a lot of times it's not. Right? So give us a clear understanding of your message. Right? Allow us to stay as close as possible to the sources, right? On the Sunnah and the collective understanding of the majority of the Ummah since the time of the Prophet ﷺ, right? So it's not just about guidance, but understanding the message in the correct way, practicing the right way, making sure that it's implemented in our life the right way, right? And of course, at the end of Surah Fatiha, usually we say Ameen, which is not part of the surah itself, but it is recommended to say so, right? It is actually a practice of the Prophet ﷺ, which we find in the Ahadith, and it makes absolute sense of why we would do so, because again, Surah Fatiha is a dua, right? The first 3 verses, you are praising Allah, you are highlighting His qualities of mercy and compassion. Maliki Yawmiddin, you are acknowledging the fact that ultimate justice is by Allah, that every single person will be answerable one day for their actions. And then we are affirming not only to Allah, but mainly to ourselves that we do not worship anybody else but Allah, and nobody is worthy of asking help from except from Allah. After that opening statement, we get to the point, which is Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. Allah guide us to the straight path. The path of the people whom you have blessed, right? The people whom you have guided before us, and do not allow us to be like the people who have incurred your anger, right? The people whose actions and beliefs have incurred your anger, the people whose actions and beliefs have led them astray, right? Allow us to stay in the middle, and Ameen, will Allah accept, right? At the end of this dua, which we are making, every rak'ah of every salah in our lifetime, we are asking Allah that, Allah, accept this dua. So again, Surah Fatiha not only is the first point of contact between the Creator and the creation, but it is also Allah teaching us how to make dua for anything, right? Follows the same formula. Praise Allah first before you get to your point. But Allah also teaches us the best dua that anybody could ever make. Because if you are rightly guided, then everything falls into place, right? Prophet ﷺ mentions in a hadith that the state of a believer is always good. In other words, if they have the right perspective, they can always find the silver lining, which is, if you are in happy times, then you will remember to thank Allah. That's a good thing to do. If you are in bad times, if you are in difficult times, you will remember Allah, you are patient, and you will make dua to Allah. So, every condition of life for a believer, if looked at in the right way, if approached with the right perspective, is a blessing in disguise, right? But it's only possible if a person has the right understanding, which is what we are asking Allah for. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and protect us, may give us knowledge that benefits us, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to always stay on correct path, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to always make the best dua, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and protect us all. Wallahu a'lam billahi tawfiq. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah,